and his colleagues at the embassy, Mr. Dishod Akhatov, Ambassador of Republic of Uzbekistan to India, all our institution partners, the ambassadors, the embassies, the Central Asian embassies in India, and our embassies in Central Asia for their unflinching support. This kind of support and cooperation has encouraged us for taking this very substantive initiative for finally shaping up the business engagements which we have panned out today for further deepening trade and business relations between India and the Central Asian countries. So we are optimistic that the emergence of customized technology platforms ably supported by the traditional modes of transport will especially play a crucial role in deepening India's Central Asia connectivity to reassert the region's credentials as part of India's important extended neighborhood. The phrase finding opportunity in adversity is assuming new meaning every day for us. Adapting the new ways of doing business, Namaskar Eurasia Expo, especially that we have just curated, and with the due support from all our institutional partners, has just been mentioned, has been a continued endeavor for us for many months to extend a one-of-a-kind interactive buyer-seller virtual meet platform with innovative virtual booths, prefix B2B meetings, creative display options and virtual walk-ins, and tools for the visitors and the exhibitors to just showcase what exactly India is offering today, the kind of business connectivities that we can actually envisage in the coming months, and what one, as Mr. Akramov has just mentioned, what 1 year has taught us is to just find new ways of deepening our trade, economic, technical engagements across sectors. And we are very optimistic that this has been, had it been a normal times, we would have been there in Tashkent right now. That's why there's a focus on Uzbekistan for the Namaskar Eurasia second edition. But we're optimistic that the next edition is going to be a physical one, and we will have the pleasure and honor of all our participants there to meet one-on-one and just understand what India is offering, what Central Asian economies are offering to India, and where we actually collaborate. So with these words, we once again thank you so much for joining us today. We have been waiting for Ms. Harjinder Kaur. She was just flying in into Delhi from a different location in India, and we're fortunate that she's joined in. And thank you so much, ma'am, for making it in time. So we have Ms. Harjinder Kaur. She is the co-chair of India-Uzbekistan Forum for Business and Entrepreneurship, and she's also happens to be the immediate past president of FICCI Ladies Organization. So she is going to represent FICCI and going to give the inaugural address during this very August, in front of this August gathering. So Ms. Kaur has founded the company way back in 1995, and she's a certified medium-sized business organization today, currently with the employees of about 50 plus and 4 offices all over India. So she stands tall as the only businesswoman into the specific arena of intelligent traffic and transport solutions. So over to you, Ms. Kaur. We understand that you're already there, so thank you so much for joining us. And the floor is for you to just speak. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Very happy good morning. I've just landed, and here I am. I've joined the call from the airport itself. So, Mr. Manish Prabha, Indian Ambassador to Uzbekistan, His Excellency Mr. Dishod Akhatov, Ambassador of Uzbekistan to India, Mr. Ikramov, Chairman of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Republic of Uzbekistan, Mr. Sandoz Demirdi, Managing Director, Kazakh Invest National Company JSC, Mr. Sangov Vodil, Deputy Chairman, Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Mr. Sardar Saparov, Deputy Chairman of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Turkmenistan, Ms. Nazira Katipova, Head of Foreign Relations, Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Kyrgyz Republic, officials and business representatives from India and Uzbekistan, all my friends, ladies and gentlemen. Namaskar from India. On behalf of Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, India's apex and largest business association, I would like to welcome you to this very important session, which is the inaugural ceremony of second edition of Namaskar Eurasia Economic and Business Forum. We are indeed delighted to note that pursuant to the announcement made by Shri Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of India, while mandating FICCI to organize the first edition of Namaskar Eurasia Expo in Kyrgyz Republic during his visit to Bishkek in June 2019. The initiative indeed has taken roots. The initiative now is being well received by investors of Central Asian economies. The presence of senior officials and industry representatives at today's inaugural and the business forums will be very encouraging. Their presence underlines the interest in their business and eventually capitalize on a number of business, investment, and technical collaborations which are beckoning them, while deepening their engagements across sectors like India. India-Central Asia relations are united by strong threads of ancient trade and investment, history and culture, beliefs and philosophy. In fact, our trade links have expanded, which are no longer limited to exchanges of goods, but we are eagerly working to collectively assess new opportunities to further deepen already warm relations. Several focus areas such as defense, textile, agriculture and food processing, healthcare services, medical tourism, pharmaceuticals, hydropower and infrastructure have been given priority at the Expo. The second edition was to be physically organized in Tashkent. That's my favorite place. But due to the ongoing scenario, though we had to virtually organize the expo, yet at the same time, it has allowed us to invite greater participation from a number of Central Asian countries at the business platform. The unparalleled support, guidance, and commitment shown by our own investor Manish Bhagwan to ensure that the expo saw the light of the day. In fact, I personally want to place it on record that he is one of the quickest and most positive that I've worked with. He has enabled a way to bilateral business between both the countries. We are totally committed to create avenues of opportunities with Uzbek and other Central Asian countries in sectors focused on mutual trade and investment. The platform will bring together and connect international partners, industry representatives, policymakers, and government bodies from India, Central Asian region, and beyond in times to come. We at FICCI are of the view that a new beginning has been made, and the Expo and the ensuing multiple engagements will translate into many more business opportunities for our industries in years to come. Before I conclude, I would urge all the participants to utilize this platform for fruitful interactions, business to government exchanges, business to business exchanges to better understand our markets and establish long-term partnerships with each other. I wish all participants at the Namaskar Eurasia all success. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Kaur, for your wonderful words. Before we proceed, can we just request all other participants and valuable speakers just to keep their mics muted because there's an echo happening, which is we are just unable to stop it. So, would only request the next speaker to just keep their mic on so that there is no echo happening. So that will really help us a bit. So thank you so much, Ms. Kaur. We understand, yes, with your due encouragement and support, a lot of those engagements we're looking at with Central Asian economies, and the time is now for us to just effectively, start cultivating those possibilities because as we gradually start opening up our, the systems of physical engagement, I think there are a lot of those opportunities which beckon us right now. And we at FICCI remain committed to ensure that those meetings, those possibilities, they actually see the light of the day. So thank you so much for joining us and for this cutthroat running around that we ensure that, but we wanted your presence today in the morning. It is very important for us also for your presence and your encouragement. Thank you so much. So now I request Mr. Ikramov Adam Ilkhamovich, the chairman of Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Republic of Uzbekistan. So he has been a constant support and a source of encouragement for us. Mr. Ikramov began his career as a surgeon in the Republic's specialized center for surgery named after academician V. Vekidov and subsequently was the head of the radiological diagnostics department there. So in 2011, he held the position of Minister of Health of the Republic. And from 2012 to 17, he served as the Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic. By presidential decree in 2018, he was awarded the Order of Mehnat Shuhrati for outstanding work achievements, contribution to the rise of the economy and culture. the growth of the welfare of the people, the preservation of peace and stability in Uzbekistan. So thank you so very much, Mr. Ikramov. It's always a pleasure and a delight to see you, Amal Azaz, and our dear colleagues there in the chamber. So over to you. The floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum, Namaskar, and good morning and good day for all. Thank you, Your Excellency Moderator, Mr. Rahid Sharma. As usually, you very perfectly moderate all our meetings. And dear Ms. Harjinder Kaur Talwar, I am thank you for your initiative to organizing this today meeting, and I am very, very thankful to all the leads of diplomatic corps which we see now on screen, and especially His Excellency Mr. Manish Prabhat, Mr. Dilshot Akhladov, His Excellency the Ambassador in India, of Kazakhstan and Turkmenistan and others, also my colleagues from our brothering countries and from the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Uzbekistan. I would like to begin my speech with expressing sincere appreciation to the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, FICCI, our great partner in India, for organizing and inviting us to the Namaskar Eurasia Expo and Business Forum with a focus to Uzbekistan. India is one of the leading partners of Uzbekistan in the South Asia, and nowadays there is a constructive cooperation between our countries, and I believe that there is a huge potential enhancement to our joint efforts. The basic for this productive partnership has proved all the time and was laid by a regular dialogue at the highest level, full mutual understanding and trusting relation between the heads of our two countries. And during the virtual summit on December 11, 2020, between Prime Minister of India, His Excellency Mr. Narendra Modi, and President of Uzbekistan, His Excellency Mr. Shavkat Mirziyoyev, it was discussed issues of strengthening the Uzbek-Indian relations of friendship and strategic partnership in trade, economic and investment spheres, including joint high technology projects in the field of healthcare, which is very important in pandemic period, pharmaceutical also, textile industry, infrastructure, transport, telecommunication, and information technology. We are absolutely appreciate the efforts and very great keen from the government of India and the non-government organizations, the diplomatic missions of both countries to increase the representation of the Indian entrepreneurs in Uzbekistan. In cooperation with FICCI, we have organized a number of events, including the Leeds 2020 event and online India Uzbekistan Business Forum with participation of more than 100 businessmen from the both sides. Chamber of Commerce of Uzbekistan established business council with all the Chamber of Central Asian countries which are operating successfully and conducting meeting annually. And I would like to thank our partners from Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan for the efforts. Now the Central Asia, it is the region which is in focus as investor in South and in East countries as well. And I want to share the vision of European countries. I met the Hungary a few days ago, and the Europe also looking for Central Asia countries as one of the big bridge where they find the new opportunities how to move to the South Asian countries, India, China, and also the population 70 million in Central Asia, and the very good relations which is initiated by Central Asia countries with Afghanistan gives the opportunity that in near 5 to 10 years it will be it's very in focus of the world business. Despite the complex global pandemic situation, our countries keep creating favorable conditions for the effective utilization of the trade and investment potential of Uzbekistan with Central Asian countries and India especially. If we are looking for Uzbekistan-India cooperations, up to 300 enterprises with the participation of Indian capital in Uzbekistan, including 183 enterprises with 100% of Indian capital, they are working in Uzbekistan. I am very happy that today in our meeting participate, we invite also the Dr. Sanjeev Chaturvedi. He is the representative of the Gujarat located the India Businessmen and Entrepreneurs Institute. And we are happy that this person each day create the new small and big bridges between India and Uzbekistan. It is focused on ladies cooperation of entrepreneurs, of the many of educational program with Uzbek partners, the cooperation with several of branch of the great Indian university, which is open the branch in Andijan, Tashkent. Now they started in Samarkand and other cities of Uzbekistan. And despite the pandemic, in 2020, the trade turnover between Uzbekistan and India increased for 24.5%, which is very great figures because in many cases of the mutual cooperation which we see in other countries, they minimally decrease or be stable. But we increase it 24.5%, and it is a very good opportunity to look for post-pandemic period. Hopefully, the more than 5,000 Indian tourists visited Uzbekistan in 2020. Most of them, they teachers, engineering staff, which is working in our joint stock companies. They bring the India technologies in pharmaceutical sector, infrastructure, hospitality, hotel constructions, and etc. One of the effective platform for business cooperations is the India Central Asia Business Council established in 2019 in Samarkand between the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of India and Central Asia countries. And I am very thankful that FICCI organized the meetings, one offline and one online since 2020. And I am very appreciate the initiative of this business council to give Uzbekistan opportunity to co-chair by the Chamber of Commerce and Industry on Uzbekistan. They are looking forward to very soon to meet you in the third meeting of India Central Asia Business Council, and at the same time we will wait for the proposal from you of the data of this forum. And as before we started this meeting, I share my impressed for yesterday in mass media that very soon, after a few days, we are opening the aviation line from India and Uzbekistan, and then we hopefully will see you all of yours in Tashkent, and we're organizing a very good program, not only the program which will be focused on our cooperation with India and Central Asia countries, but also the cultural touristic program for all of you, which is so much missed by globally each citizens of the world. And in conclusion, I would like to thankful all of yours and ensure you that not only with India, but with Central Asia, our neighbor countries, we are create very good platform and we have all capacity and opportunity. And again, thankful Refiki and all our excellencies ambassadors for taking so great care for Chamber of Commerce and Industry of all our countries. Thank you very much. Namaste. Thank you.
Mr. Ikramov, thank you so very much. Mr. Saparov from Turkmenistan, please, we would request your office to block your mic because it's constantly on. So there is a echo happening because of that. And we would request all the participants, all the venerable speakers, just to be muted because this echo is actually not letting others to understand what exactly is being said. So, Mr. Saparov, your office, we would request, especially because it's constantly coming, it's being unmuted. So, Mr. Ikramov, thank you so very much for joining us and for your wonderful, sharing of thoughts and ideas. Yes, we are looking at having the third meeting of India Central Asia Business Council to be organized in Uzbekistan, and we will be coordinating with your office for finalizing the dates. Plus, but you please let us know what is a good time because we already have shared with all our institutional partners into the chambers of commerce in the Central Asian countries the key takeaways, the specifics we should discuss in the second meeting. So we will be coming back to you for finalizing the dates for the third council. But since it is going to be your initiative, you please let us know. And we would like to be guided by your thoughts and ideas. What is the best time for us to just undertake this initiative? So thank you so very much. And a lot of these points, especially the air bubble which is being created, I think that'll be a very good beginning for us to just quickly start afresh and start meeting our old friends in Uzbekistan, our dear colleagues in Uzbekistan, and the very perspective of having an air corridor between India and Uzbekistan and other Central Asian countries, which under Ambassador Prabhat we started off last year. We are in constant discussions with DIAL, Indian counterparts, just to understand what needs to be done in terms of creating those wheel and spoke initiatives in creating those air corridor hubs in different Central Asian countries. So that process is already on. And again, we seek your thoughts and ideas. What should be the next step for us? And we'll be very happy to execute that part. So thank you so very much, Mr. Ikramov, for once again joining us. We have now Mr. Zendos Tamirgali, the Managing Director for Kazakh Invest National Company JSC. Mr. Tamirgali has an extensive experience in business development, investments, and public management of the economy. He successfully launched and managed business, manufacturing, trade, and services. Apart from a lot of those key roles that he plays, he remains the managing director of a very important institution in Kazakhstan. Over to you, Mr. Tamirgali. Thank you so much for joining us, and the floor is yours. We would request all other speakers to keep their mics muted, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sharma, for your kind introduction. Dear Excellencies, dear participants of Namaskar Eurasia Business Forum, on behalf of Kazakh Invest National Company, I would like to thank FICI for the establishment of this unique platform that brings together India and Central Asia that have ancient and common history. The current downturn in the global economy caused by the pandemic is temporary, and at the same time, it brings new opportunities for the emerging economies. Now is the time to strengthen our economic ties based on the new, more resilient value chains. Considering the outstanding opportunities for economic cooperation in the forthcoming era, we strongly believe that trade and investment partnership between India and the countries of Central Asia will further expand and deepen in multiple areas. In this regard, we see broad opportunities for synergy in cooperation with India in such sectors as agribusiness, mining and metallurgy, mechanical engineering, and pharmaceuticals. In particular, Central Asia could become a food hub for India, ensuring the country's food security. Kazakhstan has enormous resources and opportunities for creating processing industries for meat, cereals, and oilseeds. Uzbekistan and other countries of the region for processing fruits, vegetables, and other agricultural projects. Today, as you're well aware, Central Asia is attracting more and more attention from the global investment community. Moreover, large foreign investors regard our region as a whole in terms of transit potential, market size, infrastructure development, human capital, and security. Improving the investment climate will have a multiplier effect for the development of the entire region. And this is more than 100 million people. In this regard, the unified positioning of Central Asia on the world investment map is of great importance. Considering the strategic location in the center of Eurasia, rich natural resource base, and human resources. In terms of the implementation of joint investment projects, the creation of a special financial institution or an investment program would be of great help. A vivid example is the Central Asia Investment Partnership between Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and the United States, which was launched last month, with total commitment of more than 1 billion for mutual projects. Kazakh Invest National Company is the unified investment operator of the Republic of Kazakhstan, providing a full range of services to support investment projects from the initiative to the implementation stage. And we're glad to support initiatives of the Indian side and mutual initiatives of the Central Asian region on promoting the investment cooperation between our countries. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tabakari. Yes, Kazakhstan remains a very important business and economic partner for India. And apart from the mentioned sectors, we look at a lot of other opportunities which are emerging. And the key issue for us remains the logistics, and what we are just trying to do through air corridor is just to facilitate and ease the entire process. So that would be a very important aspect of our collaboration and the discussion that we are just initiating and reaching out to the key stakeholders for ensuring that. So thank you so much for joining us, and we do look forward to have a number of other initiatives, bilateral initiatives with Kazakhstan and Kazakh Invest also in the times to come. So thank you so much for joining us. We have Mr. Sengov Oril, the Deputy Chairman, Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Republic of Tajikistan. He remains a very important partner for us in Central Asia, since he has been representing the country and the chamber for India Central Asia Business Council also. So Mr. Odil graduated from the Tajik Technical University, the Faculty of Mechanics and Technology, and has been a key a voice for promoting trade economic relations between India and Central Asian countries, between Tajikistan and India and other Central Asian countries. So thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Oren. It's a pleasure to see you again. And over to you. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Mr. Sharma. Dear Ms. Khadija, dear Mr. Graf, dear Mr. Magid, dear representative of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce, and India, dear diplomatic corpus. Dear colleagues, it's a great honor for me to participate in Namaskar Eurasia Expo and Namaskar Eurasia Business Forum 2021. Taking this opportunity on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and the Republic, I would like to thank the organizer of this event, the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and other respected organizers. The Republic of Tajikistan successfully participated in various levels of development activities with partners from India and Central Asian countries, I mean Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. At present, the Republic of Tajikistan is interested within the framework of cooperation, and attracted investment in hydropower, mining, agriculture, light industry, food industry, construction, transport, pharmaceutical, develop of electronic commerce. And we continue trade with this country from Central Asia and India. I think business of the Republic of Tajikistan will cooperate and increase these partners from India and Central Asia in future. I think it would be appropriate to involve a representative of Afghanistan in our dialogue. I think we have a lot of talk about and develop of our business with our neighboring countries. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Odell. Thanks a ton. We have taken note of all those possibilities that we can actually just start working it out. And I think with the situation getting better, the opportunities are actually inviting us to just start start the entire process afresh. So we'll be looking forward to working closely with your office in the times to come. Thank you so much. We now have Mr. Sardar Saparov, the Deputy Chairman of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Turkmenistan. Mr. Saparov is currently the Deputy Chair of the Chamber since 2007, Feb 2020. So he has previously worked at the State Commodity and Raw Material Exchange of Turkmenistan. The floor is open for you, Mr. Saparov, to just speak finally. Thank you so much. It is yours.
Hormatly hanımlar we janatlar, ýakyn wagtda işewr forumlar, sergiler, konferensiýalar şol sanda halkara forumlar köp sanly gatnaşyklary we mehmanlary ýygnaýardy. Şeýle hem hyzmatdaşlygy ýoly goýmak we sewdany ösdürmek üçin göwüslendiriji hökümine hyzmat edýärdi. Pandemiýa hadisesi dünýäde ýüze çykmagy bilen öz düşünürşini girdi. Bu ýerde sergileri we duşuklary virtual görnüşinde geçirmekle has maksada laýyk bolýar.
Good day, dear ladies and gentlemen. More recently, business forums, exhibitions, conferences, also international conference gathered a large number of participants and visitors, and kindly served a good incentive to establish cooperation trade. The pandemic made its own adjustment and paused to the Congress and exhibition industry. The most logical solution here is virtual exhibition.
Şimdi Respublikasy bilen Merkez Aziýa ýurtlarynyň Türkmenistan, Täjikistan, Kyrgyzstan we Özbegistan arasynda sewda we maýa goýumlaryny öwetlendirmekle gönükdirilen bu işewurluk çäresiniň esas maksadyny gollaýar. Şeýle hem ýurtlarymyzyň telekeçileriniň arasyndaky gatnaşyklary ösdürmäge diňe köp taraplaýyn görnüşli ýygnaklary şuňnäle eýsem B2B ýygnak görnüşinde iki taraplaýyn ýygnaklary geçirmek üçin mümkinçilikleri döretmek.
We welcome the main goal of this business event, which is aimed at stimulating trade and investment between the Indian Republic and the countries of Central Asia, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan, as well as development of ties between entrepreneurs of our countries, not only for meeting a mutual format, but also for bilateral meetings in B2B meetings format.
Elbette bu online platformalar göni gatnaşyklar üçin mümkinçilik bermeýär. Şol sebäpli bir näçe sergi çäreleriniň mailleşdirilmegini habar bermek isleýär. 2021-nji ikinji ýarymynda sergi merkezimizde daşary ýurtly gatnaşçylary şol sanyna hindi kompaniýalaryň we Merkez Aziýa ýurtlarynyň kompaniýalaryny kabul eder diýip umyt edýär.
Of course, online sets, unlike live exhibition, do not provide an opportunity for direct communication. I would like to inform you what we have planning a number of exhibition events in the traditional mode, and we hope that the second half of 2021 we will be able to host foreign participants, include Indian companies and companies from Central Asia countries and our exhibition center.
Fursatdan peýdalan hindi sewda senagat palatları federasiyasındaki kardeşlerimizden Namaskar Eurasia adlı işoğurluk forumu ve sergisini gurnandıkları telekeçileri bilen ara gatnaşyp we duşuklar üçin ýokary derejede döreden şertleriniz üçin minnetdarlygymy bildirýär we öýdara peýdiraly gatnaşyklaryň mundan beýlekde ösmegine goşmaklygyny ananýar. Dinleýän üçin köp sag bolun.
Thanking this opportunity, I would like to thank you, our colleagues from the Federation of India Chamber of Commerce and Industry, for organizing the business forum and exhibition Namaskar Eurasia Expo for the conditional. You have created a high level for community and meeting of entrepreneurs of our state, and I am confirming is today will contribute to the future development of friendly and multi-beneficial relation between representatives of our business community of our countries. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Saparov. We would request if your office could just mute the mic, because there's a constant echo happening at your end. Thank you so much, Mr. Saparov, for your kind words. Yes, we are looking at Namaskar Eurasia. It's a platform which we are going to just move from one country to another in all the Central Asian countries. And we work very closely with the Government of India for this specific initiative. And especially for the current Namaskar Eurasia Expo, we would request, and we are very thankful to all our institutional partners and embassies there, that number of industry representatives have already, registered themselves as visitors. But we would also urge them that, given that there are almost over 50 Indian exhibitors on this online platform, they can actually seek a B2B structured B2B meeting with all of them based on the business profile of the exhibitors and the kind of business interests they have. So we would request once again all our participants, all our institutional partners in Central Asian countries, so to ensure that we still have time that they register themselves and they ask for a structured B2B meeting with the Indian exhibitors. So thank you so much once again for joining us. Now we have Ms. Nazira Ketapova, the head of Foreign Relations, Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Kyrgyz Republic. The entire Namaskar Eurasia initiative started off there. Once we had our Prime Minister making the announcement in 2019 June, when we were all there for the SEO meeting, and subsequently we had the India-Kyrgyz Republic Business Forum being organized there. And ever since, we have been from strength to strength, we are just moving, trying to make this platform very effective for our business partners here in the region to ensure that the right business connectivities take place. So over to you, Ms. Ketapova. The floor is yours. Thank you. Ms. Ketapova, you are muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Please.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, everybody who participate this meeting, to our excellencies, ambassadors, to the organizers of this meeting, Mr. Rohit Sharma and Ms. Harjinder Kaur. Let me welcome on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Kyrgyz Republic all participants of such an important event, the opening ceremony of Namaskar Eurasia Expo and Namaskar Business Forum, which is organized by our colleagues and our friends, Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. This event will provide to all entrepreneurs from all participating countries big opportunities to share their views, their experiences, and their future plans, and discover their huge potential. We wish all participants and exhibitors good fortune and good luck in presenting them at the platform, at this platform. This is not the first and not the last event which is organized very successfully, and I hope that the pandemic era would pass and we will have a chance to meet all together, to shake our hands, and to organize our exhibitions and other events in a real life, not in virtual. Thank you very much. I wish you once again good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kachikova. Thank you so much. And we do look forward to our continued cooperation with your wonderful organization. So thank you so much. Now we have Mr. Rajiv Wahi, the Chief Executive in International Business Escorts Agri Machinery Escorts Limited. We would request him to share his industry experience and doing business in the region. Over to you, Mr. Wahi. Mr. Wahi, can you hear us? You are muted. Mr. Wahi, you are muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Can you see my screen? Hi, Ambassadors, Excellencies, fellow panelists, and other members of the FICCI. Good morning to all of you. As we all know, 2020 has been a very difficult year for all of us, but fortunately, agriculture is a sector which globally has shown a lot of resilience and positive growth. I come from a sector where agriculture is the predominant area of operation. Though we have three main sectors that we work in at Escorts: agriculture, machinery, construction equipment, and railways. Agriculture, as I was saying, has been the primary sector which has shown a lot of growth globally, and we are focused at providing solutions in this area to our friends in the Eurasian region. Escorts is otherwise a group with about $1 billion turnover. We have our own operation also in Poland, only tractor company from India, which has had a manufacturing facility in Poland, and from there in India, we have been looking at the Eurasian region for many years now. These are some of our products that we handle from 20 HP to about 110 horsepower tractors. In addition, we also do a lot of machinery related to tractors, combine harvesters, rotavators, cultivators. So there is a solution that we offer in agriculture, not just a tractor. The global presence of the company has been in about 64 countries across Europe, SAARC, West Asia, South America, Southeast Asia, and Eurasia particularly region. We have been present in Armenia, Georgia, Ukraine, and Turkmenistan. Our journey in the Eurasian region started way back in 1974, and since then we have been regularly participating in agricultural projects in the region, both in pre and post harvest equipment that we are doing. These are some of the tractors that we are already supplying to Ukraine, Georgia, Armenia, etc. And I look forward. Eurasia is a very important region at the cusp of both Asia and Europe. A lot of potential in agriculture, and I look forward to work with my friends from the chamber and seek the cooperation from the excellencies to increase the footprint, set up partnerships in this region. Any opportunities related to agriculture, construction equipment, railways would be most welcome to talk and hear more views from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Wahi. Yes, that agri implements and agri machinery remains a critical component for our trade economic relations. So it should be the building block for us to just deepen the engagement that we are just envisaging. So thank you so much for joining, and any query that emerges from the Central Asian or the Eurasian region, we will be sharing it with the Escorts, and any support that our institutional partners seek. So we'll be happy to ensure the connectivities. So with this was thank you so much. And now we have the pleasure of inviting Ambassador Manish Prabhat, Indian Ambassador to Uzbekistan. It has truly been a journey for us to understand the kind of encouragement he received, the kind of thoughts and ideas, new perspective that he shared with us. And we were very fortunate to, at FICCI, to eventually just collaborate with the Ministry of External Affairs, especially his office when he was the Joint Secretary, Eurasia Division, before assuming office as India's ambassador to Uzbekistan in September. So he has literally been driving a lot of those initiatives in the last number of years, and which have actually translated into those business connects that we are looking today, including Namaskar Eurasia and a lot of those bilateral engagements with the region. So he has been an extraordinary diplomat. Mr. Prabhat has served in various capacities in the Indian missions in Russia, Armenia, United States of America, Italy, and France. And as has been mentioned, as Joint Secretary, he played a pivotal role. It was his brainchild of having this India Central Asia Business Council, which eventually saw the light of the day in Feb 2020. And ever since, a lot of those new, the spin-offs emerging from that council, including the possibility of having air corridors, is what is motivating us to just keep on moving and assessing what we actually can do as Apex Industry Association in the country. So thank you so much, Ambassador Prabhat, for joining us. And the floor is yours, sir. Please.
Morning, Namaskar to everybody. Since we are meeting for Namaskar Eurasia Forum, my Namaskar to Ms. Harjinder Kaur, all our distinguished colleagues from FICCI. Very good to interact with them. His Excellency Mr. Ikramov, Mr. Timir Gali, Mr. Odil, Mr. Saparov, Ms. Katipova, and all the my distinguished colleagues, ambassadors of Central Asian countries present here. I'm very happy that this edition of Namaskar Eurasia we are all participating in. It's a journey which I think had a very good and successful edition which happened last time in Bishkek. If I'm correct, that was in 2019, and of course there were plans to take it forward, and unfortunately the COVID-19 situation inhibited us. But I think that we are probably beginning to see light at the end of the tunnel, and probably 2021 is going to be better. We all hope so. There was good news which came from the Uzbek official statistics actually. So which showed that during the pandemic actually the trade increased between India and Uzbekistan. And in fact, the Uzbek statistics now show that the bilateral trade stood at the US dollar 442 million for the year 2020. Of course, there would be a mismatch between Indian and Uzbek statistics because we in India follow the financial year from April to March, and of course, we are talking of the calendar year in the Uzbek statistics. So that is encouraging. And anecdotally, and we heard in the market when the pandemic was there that pharmaceutical exports from India increased to Uzbekistan, and it must have been so for other Central Asian countries also. But when I'm here in Tashkent, I'm speaking for Uzbekistan. But of course, with the very common features of the entire Central Asia region, and that is where the Namaskar Eurasia focuses upon. I think that there's a lot of opportunities for businesses in Central Asia and businesses in India to cooperate in a variety of fields. And what we have been starting to discover now, just like we saw the presentation from Scots, that they have been targeting the CIS market from 1974. There is a new dynamism now. We are here when we see that Uzbekistan has really opened up. The economy in Uzbekistan has opened for investment. There's a lot of openness to receive foreign investors, and the Uzbek government's emphasis on giving a lot of impetus to exports from Uzbekistan, because of course every country would like to maximize its exports. There were recent government promulgations in Uzbekistan that though Uzbekistan is one of the leading cotton exporter country, the government would now do more to export processed cotton and finished products and not just raw cotton. So these are not only these are welcome for from the point of view of economy of Uzbekistan, but it also gives opportunities to Indian investors that now that there are more open policies, inviting investors, set up your plants here. And even in in terms of what we see in the region, that not only there's a greater integration happening in the entire Central Asian region, but Uzbekistan also is planning to take steps towards Eurasian Economic Union, which would become a common market eventually. Though Uzbekistan is an observer now, but there's this union which is comprised of Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyz Republic, Armenia, and Belarus. So we are talking of an entirely, increasing and growing market in Central Asia, and which would eventually, give you, a lot of, base to look at. If you base yourself, suppose in Uzbekistan, which is absolutely, heart of Central Asia, having borders with all the, other four Central Asian countries, so and border with Afghanistan. Let's not forget that. So, it gives you a lot of opportunities. What we see, currently, that, there's a lot of focus from government of India that let India and Central Asia do more with each other. That is why the India Central Asia dialogue was founded, at the level of foreign ministers, in which Afghanistan is also a special invitee. So emphasis is not only on political dialogue, but a lot of that has to do with trade and investment. And let us not forget that this dialogue started from Samarkand in Uzbekistan in January 2019. The second dialogue, was hosted digitally from India in October 2020. And of course, this story would go on. It is a very, fruitful dialogue, very firmly based, on the basis of friendship between Central Asia and India. And I would be, I would like to inform all of you that even in the framework of India Central Asia dialogue, Government of India has offered $1 billion of line of credit for entire Central Asia, for projects to come into Central Asia. And with the help of all the governments in Central Asia, if we can identify projects, of course, not only it brings development and more economic activity in Central Asian countries, it also provides opportunities to Indian businesses, exporters of equipment, etc., to come to Central Asia and find for themselves the market beyond. So that's a very encouraging opportunity. Of course, bilaterally also, Government of India has offered $1 billion line of credit for only for Uzbekistan, in which you would be happy to know that 4 projects worth $448 million have already been identified by Government of Uzbekistan and Government of India. Right now, the detailed project reports, etc., are under preparation in Uzbekistan, and that would also lead to more, business opportunities between India and Uzbekistan. Let us also not forget that when our Prime Minister had announced in October 2018 the $1 billion line of credit for Uzbekistan, it also comprised buyer's credit, and I think that a lot of people have not paid attention to that. So if there are importers in Uzbekistan, they can also take advantage of buyer's credit and get more Indian goods imported into Uzbekistan. That is also very helpful. The current trade opportunities, what we were looking at from the Embassy of India perspective here in Uzbekistan, the Indian exports can of course be targeted into mechanical equipment, vehicle and spare parts, ferrous metals, food stuff, which can comprise processed meats, dairy items, fruits and vegetables, electrical equipment, chemicals, plastics, textiles, optical instruments and devices, building materials, and of course, pharmaceuticals and healthcare, which is one of the strong points of, Indian exports and Indian services. Of course, Uzbekistan has a lot of potential, in its own right. It has been an industrialized country right from the days of, Soviet times. The infrastructure is being revived, renovated in this country, and there's a lot of, projects coming up aided by government of Uzbekistan and multilateral development institutions like ADB, etc. And there's a lot of, processes in which foreign companies can be involved as consultants and bidders. So service a lot of Indian construction companies, companies in power sector, companies in construction, energy, all these kinds of even transport, roads, etc., to come and look at Uzbek markets, the tenders which are coming up here. Of course, I admit that there is some kind of language issue, because the tenders could be in Russian, Uzbek, and sometimes in English also. But we need to focus upon that. Of course, the Embassy of India would like to help in any manner. All our people, all our traders, businessmen who would like to come to this market, and also look at the kind of opportunities which are here, which would be where expertise and specialization is needed to help with those processes and tenders in Uzbekistan. We can also talk of IT exports. Uzbekistan can become a hub for IT-enabled services. It can become a hub for business processes outsourcing. Even general outsourcing. And there's a lot of young Uzbek youth population which goes into universities, higher education, etc., in which now there's a lot of demand for IT courses, of course English language courses, other vocational courses, MBA, finance, etc., in which now a lot of foreign private universities are coming to Uzbekistan and opening their branches here. So of course these universities are from US, UK, Germany, South Korea, etc., but also Indian private universities are coming here, and 3 universities have already finalized. Amity University from India, Sharda University from India are already running their classes here, and there is Sambram University from Bengaluru, which has just opened. They have signed one MOU with the region here called Jizzak. So opportunities are also there for Indian educational service exporters can look at this market. They can train the local IT population, and the local IT population and the talented Uzbek youth can, of course, become the human resources who can work in these fields. One thing is worth ponderable. Uzbekistan has a lot of potential in agriculture, food processing, fruits and vegetables. You would be, knowing that, government of Uzbekistan has cleared the import of these Indian products: mangoes, bananas, pomegranate, aril, basmati rice, wheat flour, and soybeans, and more are under process. From the Indian side, the government of India has permitted the import of Uzbek lemons and melons. The quality is very good. I would like all the Indian exporters, importers who are dealing in food products and vegetables, please come and join your Uzbek partners. Let us try to think of BSM, buyer seller meet, and a lot of potential is there. We are coming into the fruit season. Just the winter would be ending. Let us tie up and let's try to see that whether we can get into export and import of these items, which are perishable items. Of course, when we are talking of perishable items, FICCI is instrumental in making an air corridor between India and Central Asia operational. Of course, when we are talking of India and Central Asia, the points in Central Asia can be anywhere, and I think Uzbekistan can be a very strong contender for that. So let us try to see if there are air carriers, Indian carriers and Uzbek air carriers, if they are interested, and with the help of governments and right policies, if we can bring such air corridors into operation even twice a week, so that gives an assurance to exporters that there are flights available to take their products to the other end, and then it can be further distributed in the wider market. I just came back from a visit to Namangan region in Uzbekistan, and I did not know that Namangan is the flower capital of Uzbekistan, and it has flower festivals in the month of May, when the whole region is full of flowers. And we in India import a lot of flowers. So, here there is a flower in our neighborhood of which we are totally ignorant. So, let us think of these, new opportunities also. Of course, you would be happy to know that government of Uzbekistan has taken the initiative on its own, inviting India and Iran to hold a trilateral dialogue. And the first dialogue was held last month. The trilateral dialogue was held on the initiative of government of Uzbekistan to plan for the future use of the Chabahar port in Iran. As you know, that Chabahar port is now very successfully coordinating the movement of commercial containers between India and Afghanistan, and we need to develop infrastructure northward. And this is the matter of governments. Of course, here our people who are just in import and export would not probably be that much helpful. But I would just urge that this is the corridor for future between India and Central Asia. Let us just emphasize on this corridor and none of the other corridors, because if we use this corridor more and more, its commercial viability and its effectiveness would be established. So let us all come through and join hands to promote the Chabahar port, and all those people who are sending their goods overland to Central Asia, or Central Asian exporters who are sending their goods to the markets of India and beyond. Please use the Chabahar port. This is the this is the wishes. These are the wishes, and this is the willingness of the three governments, at least India, Iran, and Uzbekistan. And of course, we would have a ready partner in government of Afghanistan, because they are benefiting from the Chabahar port a lot. Add one more point. The government of Gujarat had a very successful, visit to the region of Andijan in Uzbekistan. This visit had happened in, I think, October 2019, and at that time, the Chief Minister of Gujarat had come to Uzbekistan with a very strong business delegation, maybe 50 companies. And of course, they signed a lot of B2B agreements and MOUs, and these are under implementation between businesses. And after that, we are trying to involve more states of India and regions of Uzbekistan to cooperate with each other. I would just say one more thing. Sometimes we heard from Indian textile manufacturers that they were afraid of some kind of sanctions as existing on Uzbekistan regarding cotton cultivation, because there were reports that sometimes forced labor was used in Uzbekistan for cotton cultivation, and some European governments or American authorities were not happy about it. But let me tell you that the latest news is that all the governments have appreciated the fact that there is no forced labor in Uzbekistan. The latest reports show Uzbekistan has taken a lot of steps to improve its agricultural conditions and its labor conditions. Let us not be afraid of these kinds of things, and let us come forward and help each other to establish more linkages between India and Central Asia. This is our trade for future. I'll stop here. Thank you very much.
Mr. Prabhat, thank you so much for joining and giving such a detailed. It's a fulsome homework for us, because there's so very many possibilities. Just mentioned about INSAC, plus the possibility of deepening our trade economic relations. Logistics, yes, it remains an issue, because a lot of Indian companies, they find it difficult to just get those the minerals and art material coming in from Uzbekistan, because there's a huge market in India. The food processing products, yes, the fruits and the vegetables we just talked about. We will have a major focus on those possibilities, so that we find the right importer or exporter from India and Uzbekistan to just start doing the business. In fact, Ms. Harjinder Kaur was part and parcel of that business delegation, which happened from Gujarat, and she signed an agreement with Uzbek Chamber also. And Ms. Kaur, do you have any update on this? Anything substantive which has happened post that visit?
No, in fact, we are in touch with Mr. Prabhat's office, and a lot is being done, which I will update on. And that, yes, that was a very, very positive interaction that we had in Andijan. We had some business women from India whom I led, and all the women were very, very, excited to see the opportunities, and textile especially, because this is so close to a woman's heart, and we have a lot of fashion designers in India who are looking at exploring the possibilities in doing business in Uzbekistan. So we would reach out to you, Ambassador Manish Prabhat, and we would like to do a buyer-seller meet. Maybe we bring a delegation from India as and when the time permits us, and as and when we can do it as earliest as possible. And we definitely want to do a lot of business between both the countries. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ambassador Prabhat. So now we invite His Excellency Mr. Rishad Akatov, the Ambassador of the Republic of Uzbekistan to the Republic of India. He has served in various capacities at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic. In 2010 and 13, he served as Ambassador of Uzbekistan to Germany, also responsible for Switzerland and Czech Republic. He held the position of Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic between 2018 and 20, prior to his current position as Ambassador of Uzbekistan to India. Over to you, His Excellency Akatov, please. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good afternoon, dear Excellency Dr. Ikramov, dear Ms. Kaur, Excellencies, dear distinguished colleagues, ambassadors, dear speakers, honorable guests. It's a great honor for me to greet all of participants of this virtual Namaskar Eurasia Expo and Eurasia Business Forum 2021 with a focus on Uzbekistan. I'm very thankful to leadership of Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry for taking the initiative for organizing this event, which will definitely contribute to the further development of mutually beneficial cooperation between Uzbekistan and India. Dear friends, despite the pandemic, relations between Uzbekistan and India in all spheres, including trade in economic areas, are developing rapidly. This is testified by high intensity of bilateral official events, contacts, including virtual summit held on December 11, 2020. About it already mentioned Dr. Ikramov, between our leadership, our Honorable President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, His Excellency Shavkat Mirziyoyev, and Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of India, His Excellency Narendra Modi. At the end of this summit, a solid package of agreements reached. The leaders adopted a joint statement and approved the adoption of 9 intergovernmental and interdepartmental agreements and memorandums. Moreover, the online meeting held during the pandemic became evidence that the Uzbek-Indian relations not only passed the test of strength, but also demonstrated multi-level strategic interaction. Now, bilateral relations encompass a wider canvas, including on political strategic issues, defense and security, trade and investment, energy, including renewable energy, agriculture, IT, startups, education, and people-to-people ties. I also have to mention that over the last 2 years, Uzbekistan has achieved huge positive economic indicators in the field of investment policy, which facilitate and in every way contribute to the business activity of entrepreneurs and members of the business environment. I would like to note that the economic and trade potential of our 2 countries is not fully used. We have to continue for opportunities to expand for the interaction of our economies by speeding up the process of transport connections to intensify trade ties and bring the volume to 1 billion and above. It becomes especially significant to establish one transport transit system which would connect India with the countries of Central Asia through Afghanistan. We highly appreciate India's contribution to development of infrastructure of Chabahar seaport in Iran and Iran's railroads for transit and of cargo and in trading with Afghanistan and countries of Central Asia. Implementation of these plans will render new impetus to extending broad interregional, trans-regional links in the entire Eurasian space. Not only 2 countries will benefit from the prospects and of connecting transport and logistic hubs between the regions of Central and South Asia. Carried marketing research shows that there are great opportunities which we have to take advantage of. Now Uzbekistan has free trade agreement with the CIS countries and Georgia, most favored national treatment with 46 countries. Negotiations have already been started with EU, European Union, on granting to Uzbekistan the Generalized Spatial Program Plus, GSP Plus regime. Obtaining by Uzbekistan GSP Plus gives opportunity Uzbek producers and exporters to start using unilateral tariff preferences with exporting their goods to the European market. However, Uzbekistan received observer status in the Eurasian Economic Union. In the future, the accession of Uzbekistan to this economic cooperation will bring high opportunity for access to the Eurasian Economic Union market with a wide range of preferences. Therefore, we call on potential Indian companies to use these privileges and implement joint beneficial investment projects on this area. The Indian side has achieved a noticeable economic presence in the region in the pharmaceutical sector. India accounts for about 30% of Central Asian pharmaceuticals imports. Therefore, we are interested in maximum realizing of the available enormous potential of partnership in pharmaceuticals industry. By the government's support, the number of investment projects in the pharmaceutical industry is growing every year. Now in Uzbekistan, with the participation of Indian pharmaceuticals companies, more than 10 investment projects are implementing. For the development of the pharmaceuticals industry by the decree of the President of the Republic of Uzbekistan on the territory of 6 regions created 7 pharmaceuticals-free economic zones and 1 pharma park innovation, scientific and production pharmaceuticals cluster in Tashkent region. Participants of the pharmaceuticals free economic zones are exempt from the taxes, of course. We also have to enforce cooperation and partnership between Export Promotion Council for Handicrafts, New Delhi, and Association Hunarmand of the Republic of Uzbekistan in accordance with signed in February 2020 Memorandum of Understanding. Association Hunarmand has about 20,000 craftsmen working on 25 directions of applied arts and produce more than 1,000 types of products. On the basis of the decree of the President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, those who are engaged of the individual labor activity or are free of fixed tax and as well as customs payments of the items sold abroad. We also welcome a further intensification of interregional cooperation between the regions of Uzbekistan and Indian states, including through implementation of joint investment and education and healthcare projects with participation of Indian partners in the regions of Uzbekistan. Development of twining relationships between cities of our countries as well would serve these objectives. Strengthening cooperation in the field of renewable energy, digital technologies, IT areas clearly fits into Uzbekistan's strategic plans to develop IT in the country. Thanks to cooperation, Uzbekistan will have the opportunity to widely use the technological and innovative potential of India, which claims to be one of the world leaders in this area. Furthermore, free access of Indian goods to markets for as well as promising sectors of the economies of Central Asian countries are coming to the fore in order to gain foothold in the traditional niches such as information technology and software, pharmaceuticals and medical equipment, textiles, leather goods, etc. The demand for the implementation of these tasks is closely linked with India's foreign economic priorities to strengthen its position in the world as a major trade and industrial power of Asia. In this context, it should be emphasized that New Delhi is already among the top 10 trade partners of our region. In general, thanks to the efforts of our leaders, qualitative shifts are taking place in the Uzbek-Indian relation towards rapprochement as well as ensuring the interconnection and complementarities of economies. Such development of partnership obviously will become a solid foundation for long-term interaction of Central and South Asia with the integration of Afghanistan into the system of regional interconnection. Dear participants, dear friends, I am confident that organizing events such as Namaskar Eurasia 2021 will give new ideas and concepts and opinions, of course, for development of mutually beneficial cooperation between our countries and our regions, as well as to find mechanism for the joint survival of mankind in the face of global problems, especially pandemic. Once again, I would like to thank the leadership of Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry for excellent organization of this platform. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Very much for your kind words. Yes, The pharmaceutical remains one of the key areas for future collaboration. We have been promoting Andijan region with a lot of Indian companies, and there has been a delegation which happened from FICCI a few years back, and there is a continued focus on this one specific aspect. And given the current pandemic, that really holds us good if we really promote this kind of collaboration in pharmaceutical, medical equipment, devices, other related services. And we understand there is a big ticket investment which is also being viewed from India to go into the healthcare services in Uzbekistan. So we are very optimistic, and we keep on supporting such initiatives. So we thank you so much, all our dignitaries, for joining us today. Now I request my colleague Santosh for a quick tour of the virtual expo for you, for your all, for the kind reference of all the dignitaries and all the participants today. We would especially urge all our institutional partners and the business entities and business representatives from Central Asian countries who have joined us today for seeking a specific B2B meeting with the Indian exhibitors who are there. So thank you so much for joining us. Over to you, Santosh, for a quick tour of the expo then.
Good afternoon, Excellency. Good afternoon, all the members on the dais. Now I'll just take the virtual duration of
Your Excellency, Moderator, Mr. Rohit Sharma, I would like to thank all of the speakers. First of all, the FICCI and Ms. Harjinder Kaur Talwar for the excellent initiative, and my friends and colleagues. And I would like to invite you to the third Business Council India Central Asia. And please, very soon we send the letter to fix the date of this meeting, which is accepted from all our neighbor brothering countries, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and also from FICCI. And hopefully this year it will be possible to organize it in Tashkent. And please take into the account the data which is preferable for all of yours. And also thank you for Ambassador Dilshot Akhatov to explain about handicrafting. And as Uzbekistan now take the presidency on World Craft Council, we would like to invite you in Kokand September Festival, and all of the chairmen of Chamber of Commerce and Industry from India, Central Asia country, will be our honorable guest on this festival, which we will organize it a second time. And in September, we hope that our president, as usual, will participate in the opening ceremony of this festival. Thank you very much again, Mr. Moderator, my friend Rohit Sharma.
Thank you so much,
for excellent moderation, and thank for all your staff, including our friend Ms. Debasmita. I see here on some screens, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. It's a pleasure, and we are truly encouraged by your kind words of appreciation. And we do look forward to having the final dates of the third meeting of the council then. And rest assured, we remain committed to support your efforts and ensure the participation from Indian side then. Absolutely. Over to you, Santosh. Thank you so much.
We arrange all the accommodation and travel fee from 1+1 of each countries, and it will be our pleasure to organize its very fruitful meeting, the third meeting.
Okay.
We can start.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you. So nice of you. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaskar. Santosh, please, over to you.
Thank you, Rohit. I'm audible? Thank you.
Yes, we can see.
This is the screen. This is the global. Now, we go to the exhibitions. We have lobby here, which is here. We have sponsors. Then we go on the exhibitions. These are the exhibitions that are being organized by FICCI under Globus brand. Which is, we click on this, we get a login page here. All the registered buyers ID and when you log in on the Eurasia area like this, Vita, Ghasita Ram, B Shop as our sponsors. And then they're the partner organizations, basically, I would say here. And then we halls, hall 1 and hall 2, where displaying about 50 plus Indian companies from various sectors, starting from agriculture, agro, food processing, food technology. We see here healthcare is one of the focus sector again. You see here the escorts. We have all the companies who have shown their, who have displayed. If we click on escorts, you'll see the documents that they have uploaded. Here is the image gallery. If you go on the image gallery, and you can see all their products, the tractors, heritage series, and everything. Here is the video gallery of the company, of all the tractors, compact tractors. You can click on them and you can see their product details. Similarly, we have other companies as well. From the healthcare sector. Just a minute. Network is little slow here, so just give me a minute. Here are the other countries, companies you can see. So similarly, if you go on the other stalls, depending on the sector that you're looking in for, you can go in and visit the stall. We have a company like Sunman. They are one of the major companies who have been working in Eurasian region in Uzbekistan for quite some time. And they have the technologies on agro-food processing and other sector on dairy products and all. Then we have other companies. You can see Zen Technology again. They are into defense sector. They've been working in this CIS region for defense equipments and other supplies. You click on Zen Technology and you get all the defense details, what they are into, their product profile and everything. You can meet the company as and when you wish to. This is how the Zen Technology stall looks like. इसको बंद कर देना. कैसे बंद करना इसको? This is how the exhibitors have been placed. You have other companies like KRBL, Dhanuka Group, and other companies. If you're interested in seeing the individual profiles, you can click on them. We have Haldi Vita also here. They are providing the immune booster products. So this is how it looks like. Then you go on the auditorium. If we have any, like the live session, we had interaction, which was live here in the auditorium. So this is how the live session which is going on. Then we go on the lounge, networking lounge. We have sectors where here, which you can see healthcare, textiles, conference visitors, and business visitors. If you click on the business visitors, you'll be able to see the name of the company with the sector and the country they have registered. You click on the individual company, and then you can fix up your meetings with them. This is how we have over 800 foreign participants registered till date. And till 3rd of March, we expect more companies and more people to join in. If you see Turkmenistan, there is some embassy official who have registered and they're interested in AI, digital transformation, education. So they will be able to, once they click here, they will be able to, the Indian exhibitors will be able to see their profile, and then they will be able to do the matchmaking. This is how the platform looks like, sir. And I would request all my chamber members to please log in and register for this and do B2B meetings with the exhibitors who are already online right away. So this is all about the Namaskar Eurasia platform. Over to you, Rohit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Santosh. Thank you so much, Excellencies. So with this, we come to the conclusion of the Namaskar Eurasia Business Forum. And we really thank you for joining us, sharing your perspective. There are a lot of those thoughts and ideas which are literally the food for thought for us, and we keep on working on them, assessing what are the possibilities, what are the opportunities for us to just keep on undertaking new initiatives. Namaskar Eurasia has emerged one of the key instrument for us to just keep on getting engaged with the Central Asian economies. All our business partners assess new opportunities sector-wise, how best we can make use of our institutional partners with the due blessings from our embassies, our ambassadors, and Central Asian ambassadors in Delhi. So that's a continued effort, and rest assured you have our support and our presence always. And we remain at your disposal for any specific initiative that you deem appropriate that we must undertake. And we are optimistic that a lot of those businesses will join in and log in for the B2B meetings with Indian exhibitors. So once again, thank you so much, Ambassador Prabhat, Ambassador Dishod. Thank you so very much for joining us. All our dignitaries, Mr. Ikramov, thank you so much for your continuous support. And that has actually got us a lot of companies from Uzbekistan to join in. And we are very hopeful that the subsequent B2Bs will actually translate into tangible business outcomes for all the participants, the exhibitors, as well as the visitors who are going to be there. So thank you so very much. And once again, have a wonderful afternoon, and we remain at your disposal. So once again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, all our participants. Thank you. Ms. Harjinder Kaur, special thanks to you for rushing around, and we really benefited from your presence. So that was critically important for us, and we do look forward to your guidance for taking those specific Uzbek specific initiatives. And as has been rightly mentioned, that the ladies' entrepreneur power will play a critical role for us to keep on, sowing these connectivities between India, Central Asian countries, Uzbekistan. What Mr. Pawar just mentioned is definitely a quantum leap for us, just to understand that this is doable and this is actually can reap us quite very many dividends in terms of clear-cut business opportunities emerging. So thank you so much, sir. Ambassador Prabhat, ma'am, Kaur, thank you so